Good morning, class. I hope everyone is doing good. I just want to let y'all know that I'm doing good too at home. But I miss y'all. Let's get started with our next topic, which is domain and range. We did talk about domain and range in our previous classes. We said that domain are all x values, are all x values. We said that domain are all independent values. Domain are, or the other vocabulary that we used was input. Whereas range are all y values. All y values. We said that y values can also be called as dependent values or dependent variables, or we also call them as output. So if they ask you about what are domain, if they talk about domain and range, domain always talks about x values, also called as inputs, independent variables, or domain. Range are all y values, also called as output and dependent values. So let's go ahead, write this. Definition: domain is a set of all blank values of the relation x values. So always remember x values. And range are the set of all y values. So whenever we talk about domain and range, as we go further into this lesson, whenever we talk about domain, make sure that you have x value in it. We are talking about x value, so we need to have x in it. And range are all y values, so we need to have y in it. So let's go ahead talk about different representations of finding domain and range from different representations. So let's look from an order pair. In an order pair is of the form x comma y. So you start off with x, and then the second one talks about the y. So again, x are all domains and y values are all range. So let's go ahead, pick out all the x values from this order pair. So all x values from this order pair would be -1, -2, 4, and 7. So your domain is consisting of the values -1, -2, +4, and 7. We are going to write all those numbers, separate them by a comma. Now range are all y values. So let's talk about the y values from this order pair, which is going to be 1, 2, -4, and -7. So again, we're separating them by a comma. 1, 2, -4, and -7. These are all your range. Again, from an order pair is of the form x comma y. All x values, which are the first numbers, talk about the domain. Your y values are your second numbers. They talk about the range. Moving down into a table. Table always talks about a t table always talks about x values first and y values next. So domain would be all your x values. So these are your domain, and then all your y values are your range. So let's go ahead, put them down in the blank over here. Domain are 0, -8, 2, and 1. And range are all the values, which is 9, 3, -6, and 4. So from a table, you can simply look at the x values. All x values talk about the domain, and all y values talk about the range. Moving down into a mapping. Mapping, you would have two ovals over here. They have given as two rectangles. The first rectangle talks about x value, which are your domain, and the second rectangle is talking about your y values, which are your range. Now over here you can see that the 9 is being mapped to 5, and it is also being mapped to 3. -6 is mapped to -5, 4 is mapped to 3, 8 is mapped to -5 and 7. So you see that this 9 and this 8 is being repeated. But when you are putting them down as domain and range, you can skip the repetition. You can just write it once. So domain are again all your x values, and range are all your y values. So over here, domain would be set of 9, -6, 4, and 8. And your range would be all the y values, which is 5, -5, 3, and 7. So it is easy to identify a domain and range when we are having order pair, t-table, and mapping. But when we come into graph, we have two types of graphs. One is called a discrete graph, and the other one is called a continuous graph. Let me quickly explain the difference between a discrete graph and a continuous graph. In a discrete graph, you will see that the points are separate. They are not connected. And then in a continuous graph, you will have a curve, which means all points are connected. So over here, when you're talking about in a discrete graph, when you're talking about the domain and the range, for domain, you would take the points and talk about its corresponding x values. I'm slowing down over here. Domain are all the corresponding x values of the given points. So over here, if I take this point and talk about its corresponding x value, so what is this? What is that point on the x-axis? What is that point on the x-axis? What is that point on x-axis? So let's go ahead, pull those down, and then talk about it. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is -1, -2, -3, -4, so on. So my domain would be the corresponding points with respect to x-axis, the smallest being -3. So -3, -2, -1. I don't have a point on 0, so I can skip that. Then I have 1, and then I have 2. So those are my domain values. And when I talk about the range, we take the same points, but we talk with respect to y-axis. So the least value that I see over here, so let's take these points and connect them to y-axis. So those are the corresponding y-axis. Over here, I see that that point talks about the same, about this y value. And again, this point also corresponds to the same y value. So let's see what are those points on y-axis. I have 0, 1, 2, 3. That's -1, -2, and -3. So the least y value is -3. Going up, I have -2, a point corresponding to -2. I have a point corresponding to -1. I don't have a point corresponding to 0, so I skip that. And I have these 2 points corresponding to the same y value, which is 1. Again, I don't write the number which is repeated twice. I can just write it once. So those are my corresponding domain and range from a discrete graph. So again, we can say that in a discrete graph, the domain and range are a given set of points. Whereas in a continuous graph, we see that the points are connected and they form a curve, a straight line. We look at the graph and then and talk about its domain and range. So over here, to talk about the domain, we see how wide the graph is spread out. So over here, we see that the graph is spread out from this point all the way up to here. So it takes every point from this range to this range. So let's see what is this range talking about. So that's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. At 7, it is stopping. So my range would be all values from 0. And is it counting the point 0? Yes. So it would be 0 less than or equal to. And since domain talks about x, so 0 is less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 7. It cannot go beyond 0 and it cannot go beyond 7. So my domain are all the values starting from 0 and all the way up to 7. So domain, we can say that domain is how wide the graph is spread. wide is a keyword. Talking about the range, how high or how low is the graph spread? How high or low the graph is spread. So if you look at this graph, the lowest it can go is up to here. So let me take this point over here. And the highest it can go is up to here. So let me take this and point it up over here. So the lowest value I can see is -2, and the highest it would take at is +4. Is it counting the point? Is it taking the point -2? Is it touching the graph at -2? Yes. And it is, and the graph is also touching the point, is touching at 4. So I would include -2 and +4. So I can write this as an inequality. -2 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 4. So we can say that the domain as an inequality statement, 0 is less than or equal to, since we're talking about domain, we have to include x. 0 is less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 7. And range are all y values. So all y values from -2. So -2 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 4. You have 2 more questions. I want you all to try those 2 out. So take time to try on those 2 questions. Thank you. Bye-bye.